Hey everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. Check out this arrangement I made of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas with my friend Pritesh Walia. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts be light. Next year all our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year, all our troubles will be miles away. And once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore, and faithful friends who were dear to us will be near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together if the fates allow. But until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. And have yourself a merry little Christmas now. I hope you liked that. I had a lot of fun making it, and I want to talk to you about why I made it and how I made it. Pritesh came over the other day to jam, and we hung out for a while, and then at some point he showed me something that we were talking about Christmas songs, and he said, check out this little thing that I heard some piano player in New York do one time on Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And then he played it for me. I'll show you in a second. And it was so beautiful. And what it does is it modulates whatever key you're in. With this modulation, you wind up a major third above where you were. So if you start in E flat, you're going to end up in G. And it was so beautiful. It reminded me of something. It reminded me of this video that I saw of Peter Martin with Diane Reeves doing Misty. Have you seen this video? If not, you should stop my video and go to watch it. I'll put a link in the description because it should have millions of views.
That's why I'm following you. On my own. Could I wander through this wonderland alone?
It's absolutely astounding. And when I first saw this arrangement that Peter and Diane did of Misty, I thought that they improvised it. I thought that they came up with it right there in the studio. And it goes from key to key. It changes, tiny little changes in the melody. It brings you to a new key center. It winds around in interesting ways. And my head exploded because I thought they improvised it. I was like, what am I doing with my life? If there are two people on the planet who can improvise something like this in real time, how am I going to get there? And And then I had a conversation with I can't remember if it was Peter or maybe Adam Manis about that. No. There's a whole video of Peter and Diane talking about it somewhere. And they talk about how over years they have crafted this arrangement of Misty. And it's because of one thing that happened on stage one day where they actually did change keys impromptu, and then they thought, let's just keep it going. And so after many more concerts and tweaking it, and it has become something that they know and they can perform. Anyway, that gave me a little bit of relief. But it also, the whole experience of just hearing that and not knowing how they made it changed me in some way. And when Pritesh showed me this modulation, I thought, maybe I can give Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas the Peter Martin, Diane Reeves treatment and see how interesting of a reharmonization I can do with it. But I didn't want it to be like an exercise. I always wanted it to just be beautiful. So beauty was my guide, at least in theory. I'd like to think that was the reason for every one of my decisions. But I'd like to show you how I went about making those decisions when I reharmonized and arranged Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. So come to the piano. I mean, I'm going to put the camera over here. That's what I really mean. And you can check it out with me. Okay, first let me show you the device that Pritesh showed me. Here it is. It went like this. So we went from the key of G to the key of B, and I'll show you exactly how to do that in context though. All right, I started out in the key of E flat because it's a good key for my voice. I can hit that note really nicely. It sounds all warm like Karen Carpenter. And then I didn't do anything too crazy. Yourself, except I love this chord. Oh, this is an F sharp minor 6 chord. And that's exactly how I voice it. There's the melody, so it works really nicely. Merry little Christmas. And then instead of doing a B flat 7 here, I actually do the tritone sub of a B flat 7, but I make it a major chord. And it leads us nicely right back to where we were. So the song just does Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, right? Just a 1, 6, 2, 5, but I've made it have your 3, walk down, and then 2, a merry little Christmas. And you can hear that melody note is actually like a D sharp over that E chord, Christmas. And I just barely hit the F because the F doesn't quite fit over E, right? Maybe I even went Christmas. I can't remember. Let your heart be light. Here we've got a B flat in the melody, so I wrote F minor 11. There it is. And then I like this chord. And I thought, I like it so much. It's like a G triad over B flat 7, which gives it a flat 9 and a 3 and a 13. So I call it B flat 13, flat 9. And I thought, could I just keep it and come up in the bass to a B? Does that work? What's my melody note? It's a G. So let me try it. Next year, all. And I was so happy with it. I thought, that's so cool to take not only a common tone from this chord, but to actually take the chord itself. So you get a common chord. It was an extension, and now it becomes just a triad. And of course, the melody always dictates everything. So if I have an idea like that, I'm going to say, will the melody work over it? And another thing I thought about with this arrangement is I really wanted to have a lot of triads. You'll see it as we go through. I think they're nice and bright and Christmassy sounding. From now on, or next year, there are 2 sets of lyrics to this, right? I prefer the original, the way Judy Garland sang it, the sadder way, because it's true to what the song really was supposed to mean. All are. So this is not crazy. It's just the C minor, and then I'm going to walk the bass down. And then I could have gone just A flat. Troubles will be out, 4 to 5. to G minor, which is a normal thing, but instead I decided to make it major. From now on, our troubles. And so it's actually dominant with an A in the bass. And so the bass works really nicely all the way from B flat. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. And I just put a little color on this chord. C7 with a sharp 9. And then instead of going F minor here, I went major again, and like a triad, but with an add 2. And to stick with the triad thing, I went to B flat sus. So it's like an A flat over B flat, and then back. Different this time. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I decided to, like, just totally make the bass keep making sense like this. So I go 1, 4, 3, flat 3, and then instead of going down to F, I decided to come right back up. So it's like, it's almost like I'm changing my mind about the direction that I'm going, which I think moves the song along in an interesting way. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide. This is a series of sus chords. Tide gay. And I said to myself, I would like to have a series of sus chords here, or triads with a bass note just a half or a whole step above, like G flat over A flat, right? And then I raised that gay, and I thought, what's another one that I could do? It would be so cool if I could have one more sus chord. What if I went up a half step? But gay, that's a B flat. What if I modulated? Here we go, Diane Reeves style. Gay, because who says I can't? And now we're in E major. And now instead of making the bass interesting, I decide to make the movement within interesting. So I'm going to go from E to E augmented. From now on. That's nice, right? And then I'm going to keep this note moving up. Our troubles. And again, I've done another triad, but this time the bass is a whole step below. F sharp over E. Troubles will be miles. Really, it should go, from now on our troubles will be miles away. It should go A flat or G sharp 7 to C sharp minor. I just asked myself, what's the melody? It's a C right here. Miles, so it should be A flat. I asked myself, what is another triad that might work over A flat that has a C in it? And my answer is F. And so I thought, miles. But that didn't seem like it would lead nicely to to C sharp minor. And I thought, what if I just did a plain old F chord? Like, what if I made it that? And this was one of the crazier decisions of the song. From now on, our troubles will be miles. And it really sounds like it ought to lead you to like B flat minor or something, but the next note in the chord is E. And so I just went exactly where you should go in the song. And you can see that F7 will give way to C sharp minor if you just go lower from this first inversion. Miles away. And all of a sudden we're right back to where we should be. But this is the part that Pritesh taught me. So I had to be where we should have been, which is this minor 6 chord, C sharp minor in the key of E. And the thing that some New York pianist, I don't remember who he said it was, or if he even said, that is just like everything beautiful in music right there. I can't even, it should just be, the note should just be held, right? It's an E, and it doesn't work through all of that. But if you want to lift this song to another place and you have no rules, why not just change the melody? I decided to go down. I could have held it. But then here, all we're going to do is just come to A flat. And if you do it, if you modulate to this key, you have to realize that wherever you land, it has to be the 4 of the new key that you're in, which magically brings us back to E flat, which I hadn't even planned on, and it just happened. So we had to make the melody a little different than it would have been, right? We're in a different key now, so we're up on a G. It's a little hard to hear. Way here. I had to really think about that. Here we are as in olden days. This chord I love. It's like this. It's like a diminished seventh chord, like diminished F sharp, but you have a D stuck in there. So I've labeled it D or A diminished sus over F sharp. You could call it a bunch of different things, but I like this kind of chord a lot. Happy golden days, and then I do this kind of tritone sub again of your and faithful friends. This is not different, but this is who were dear to us. It should be G minor, but I just kind of thought, where's another place I could go? And also, this is the darkest part of the song to me, to say that faithful friends who used to be around, well, they're gonna be, but they're not right now. So I wanted to make it even darker. Faithful friends who were dear to us. So I had to make this minor. And then why not just make the bass move again? I love to do that. Like, once you find a new place, why not just let the bass go down a whole step? Will be near to us. And we're moving into another realm. And all I did here was just let my ears guide me. What's more? And then I tried several things here. But I kept hearing this F sus. More. And now, I mean, the only problem is that it puts us in B flat, and that's much too high for me. But I decided to go for it anyway. Why not? But I didn't stay there long, so now we're in B flat. Someday soon we all four will be to flat 7 dominant, and then let's go down to G minor, because it works, right? Why not just why not just try this different chord instead of going back to B flat? Because it's something different, and it's very related. If the fates allow. And to tell you the truth, at this point, this is a ploy to get me back to a key that's comfortable for me. So F was my idea, and I thought, how can I get to F? But I had to come up with just a couple more chords before I go to F, so D flat works. Allow, and then how about a couple of those nice sus chords again like we had before? Allow, and now I can let myself go right back to a low key, and we're in F. Until then, we'll have to muddle through. Oh, on this I love to play a half diminished chord with a regular 9 on it. Have, and that works. Have to muddle through somehow. And since I have been raising the melody and messing with it, I thought, why not just do it once more? How, D flat 6 9. How. And then my ears just heard this, like we've got an F here. I heard this B7 with a flat 5 in it. So have yourself. And it's also a tritone substitution for B flat, right? It's almost like F7, but we put a B on the bottom. I have videos about tritone subs. Just look it up in the search bar. And then, so have yourself. That's just the 4 chord in F. A merry little Christmas. I didn't want to go too crazy here. I've already been going crazy. Now, so I do what I do a lot of times when I end a song. I ask myself, what's another chord that sounds good with an F in it? And I have options up my sleeves. Always you can go to the flat 6, and I liked it. Now, and always you can go to the sharp 1, which is G flat 13, major 13. And then it just lands so nicely in the key of F. Oh, I think I ended on the 5th of F, and that's how I did it. If you'd like to get the lead sheet, you can sign up for Nebula. Nebula is the best way to support me as a creator. Nebula is a platform much like YouTube, but with no ads ever, and there's no algorithm, and you can't leave a comment, and you can't even see how many views my videos have. Some videos are extra videos that I only put on Nebula. Some videos are extended videos that are longer than the ones that I put on YouTube. And I always put my videos on Nebula first. If you'd like to get the lead sheet and have it for yourself as an iReal Pro PDF, you can get it there, and then you can play this crazy arrangement for yourself. Signing up for Nebula with my code is $30 for the entire year. You get access to the entire platform. It's all educational content. It's a platform, just like Netflix or Hulu or YouTube. You can watch it on your phone or on your laptop or on any TV device that you have, like Roku or Fire Stick, Android TV, Apple TV, whatever you've got. You can watch Nebula and it will look fantastic. You can see your favorite music YouTube creators, friends of mine like Adam Neely and 12th Tone, Charles Cornell, Polyphonic. And just like me, they're putting extra, deeper content on Nebula because we believe in it as a platform. And like I said, it's a great way to support us. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.